Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harach HaKodash. Double honors been to the apostles and others at great millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. And much peace and blessings be unto you, hopeful, like that the Peshanat, this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. To all you alchemists, say Shalom. I am the Akira. I am from the servants Yahweh, but Yahushai camp, coming in with a quick lesson. Going into how the heathen do not got next. You heathen don't got next. Hey, because I remember going back a few years back, you had China and all these other nations talking about how after America goes down, they're gonna be the next top #1 super global power, which that ain't gonna happen. All right, none of you heathen nations will be a global superpower anymore. Hey, but who will? Hey, the elect. Actually, the whole nation of Israel will be. All right, and that's under Yahushai. And that's going to be that's a future prophecy that's going to be fulfilled pretty soon. All right, we hope to be within the end of this year, or the next year. We hope that the ICBMs hit, mid this year. We want all this to happen. But digressing back, this is the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And you heathen rage, man. You people imagine a vain thing about how you guys gonna be the next power. You guys ain't gonna be shit, man. As a matter of fact, the only thing is you heathen will be slaves, man. All right, slaves slaves an equal status without any value, except for Esau. He's gonna be the most basest. He's gonna be lower than the rest of the heathen, because what the scripture say in the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter, if I'm mistaken, verse 17, or the 7th chapter, verse 14, somewhere around that, I don't remember. The most basest of men. Esau's the most basest of men. Base meaning below, all right, to the lowest, to the lowest estate. All right, so you guys will all be slaves, and you guys will serve us, building up our kingdom from the ground up as we build your guys' kingdoms. All right, think about the pyramids back in Egypt. Think about, a lot of these, like the White House, a lot of these infrastructures in Babylon, etc. In all these other countries, you had Jake, that got dispersed into all these other countries, and they built a lot of your shit, man. But going back, Psalms, the 2nd chapter, verse 2, it says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break the bands asunder and cast away the cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. All right, and that's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. The Lord shall have them in derision, which that word derision means, it means mockery, contemptuous, ridicule, or mockery. Hey, the Lord is laughing right now, man. You think you guys got it all fine and dandy? No. All right, you guys don't got it fine and dandy. Verse 5, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, and thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee, which that son is talking about Yahushai. All right, and going back to the book of Hebrews, the 1st chapter, it says, to which of the angels have I set thou my son? And none of them, except for Yahushai. All right. So thou art my son, and it's capitalized with the capital S. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So we're gonna inherit you, heathen. You guys won't rule over us, but rather, we will rule over you. And that's in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, verse 12, or actually verse 2, it says, and the people shall take them, and to bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over the oppressors. See? That's the point right there. And you cannot have said prophecy, it will come to pass that we will have next and rule over you, heathen. Because, this last kingdom, Babylon, the chief of nations, that great whore, it's the last heathen kingdom, along with you miniature other miniature, kingdoms to rule. All right, such as Russia, Turkey, with all your other EU nations, Australia, New Zealand, all you African countries out there, all you Middle Eastern countries, all of you, Indonesia, all of you countries will basically be wiped out, So we're going back to verse Hey, it says, asking me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. So Yahweh Shai is gonna, enslave all you heathens, man. And what did the scriptures say? Hey, we'll be joint heirs. So alongside Yahweh Shai, hey, we're gonna inherit you heathens too. You know, you can't defer that. So this is the book of Romans, the 8th chapter, verse 17. It says, and the children, or Shalaki, verse 16, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And if children, then heirs. And heir basically means someone that's going to receive an inheritance of. And what did it say in the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter? Asking me, and thou shalt inherit the heathen. So, and if children, then heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, if so be that we suffer with them, that we may be also glorified together. You see? So, we're gonna inherit the heathen. We're gonna inherit the earth. That's what it say. And thou shalt inherit the uttermost parts of the earth. And what did it say in the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter, verse 11, if I'm mistaken? But the meek, who are the meek? The elect are. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. All right, delight themselves in the abundance of peace, because we understand the kingdom, and when we're power, we're gonna put everything. We're gonna establish everything in total order, in righteousness. There'll be no more point for war and lust and whatnot. Hey, because the scriptures say, hey, you lust and you cannot have. All right, and that's why you go to wars and all that shit. You have to go through the bloodshed, just to receive respect and honor and whatnot. Hey, but it's too late enough. But through us, we're gonna put an end to all that. All right, we're gonna establish peace. Anybody that tries to, rebel against us, well, as the Akim always say, there's gonna be a lot of ass kicking in the kingdom. Hey, as we say, we're gonna rule with the rod of iron. Rule with the rod of iron. So it goes on to say, thou shalt break them with the rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Which, that rod of iron, I remember one of the Akim made the mention how rod of iron, really can mean anything that holds power. So it could be a little rod of iron, a sword, or it could refer to I remember one of the Akim also broke down the Revelation, the 2nd chapter, when it said rod of iron. They made a mention how it's order. And what's an example of order? The law, statutes, and commandments. In the book of Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, in the Micah the 7th chapter, it made the mention how you heathen nations will wanna serve the law. And you nations will have to serve the law, keep the law. Because what happens if you don't keep it? You'll get slew. You'll get slew. Right now, the laws are only for the Israelites, but in the kingdom, all nations will have to keep it. But it goes on to say, and be wise now, therefore, ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. But, Salaki about that again. But this is the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. Forgive me, Salaki. Just a quick precept. Just to go into how we got next. But it says, verse 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. I'm saying that's talking about America. That little horn, which, America's all about changing, shit. All right, just think about the 50s with all these various fucking movements. These landmark court cases that overturn certain things and whatnot, like Roe versus Wade and whatnot. You have these agreements, like you had Obama talking about same-sex marriage is legal in California and whatnot. Now you got the Church of England over in the UK. They agree to bless same-sex couples, man. So now they're treating this truth like a joke, or actually they're treating, the Bible like a joke now. When you think of when you think of Christians, you think about the Bible now, and with the Bible you think about, whatever the hell Esau's trying to push out now. Whatever the image that they're trying to push out. It's really, You know, they really destroyed the image of what the scriptures are. You know, the scriptures are supposed to be, you know, a book of austerity rather yet. But it goes on to say, it's like from my rambling, but it goes on to say, and they shall be given into his hand, until a time, in times, in the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. Alright, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people, the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Alright, who are the saints? Hey, the Israelites are. So we're given the kingdom. So also above in the second chapter, it goes into how there is a mountain engraved without hands, and you know that was a kingdom to rule. But lastly, I want to end it off in the book of Sirach, the 11th chapter. It's like for my stuttering as well. But it goes on to say in chapter 10, verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that one that is profitable is Yahweh Shai. You know, he is worthy to rule. Alright, Revelation, the 5th chapter, and Hebrews, the 1st chapter, if I'm mistaken, it also goes into how all things are subjugated into Yahweh Shai, under Yahweh Shai. You know? So, I'm going to reread it again. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one that is profitable. But I'm going to end it off right there, Akim. And Lord, will this lesson was edifying. Until the next one, I say shalom.